blame, you mad at
I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle piece. How to get myself up back before the bull run. How to take some me should stick it in the bull. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle piece. How to get myself up back before the bull run. How to take some me should stick it in the bull. E-pop got me waiting 3 more hours. Sticking all these years higher than a tower. Having all these nodes feel like superpowers. Investing all this bread, never been a coward. Call me Mr. Bond, money in the vault. I stay in the farm, feeling like the goal. Don't worry about the haters, not the detonator. I'll kill in every market, call me Terminator. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a metal piece. How to get myself up back before the bull run. How to take some me should stick it in the bull. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a metal piece. How to get myself up back before the bull run. How to take some me should stick it in the bull.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to EMP.Money. My name is AJ, I am the team lead here, and this is our live AMA. We come to you every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. And to all the Americans out there, happy Labor Day. To all of you, holiday weekend, but never a holiday for us here at EMP and all of our sister projects. So this one's going to be a doozy. We've been on a hell of an AMA tour, so lots to update and recap, but hopefully not too much, so we can get a little bit of a break and get ready for this week, but probably about an hour, so make sure that you stick around and get comfortable and hang out. So as always, I'm joined by my co-host and fellow team member, LA. LA, how are you today?
I am fantastic. It's been a crazy busy day behind the scenes, but another great one.
Yes, absolutely. We've been really just blown away by the momentum on SparkSwap, but everything is looking really good. We'll talk about that as well. But before we get started, make sure you please like, comment, and subscribe. Again, that helps us get the word out. It helps our algorithm, and it also helps with ad revenue because all the ad revenue generated with our partner program at YouTube goes to support EMP. So, all right. All that being said, let's jump out with a doozy right at the top. EMP and Eshare are pumping. So again, I think that people are finally getting it, so to speak. We put out a little bit of an announcement today in EMP. I wrote an update, and basically just saying that I think a lot of people were a bit confused and thought that SparkSwap, was a distraction. And obviously, we've been struggling with EMP and eShare in terms of price while we are building during the bear market. But I think, now people are finally starting to see that this is all part of a giant ecosystem that will come back and feed EMP, the mothership. So all of you that have been here for the long run, have been supportive, have been building your bags. All of you are the ones that are going to benefit the most out of all this. So it's really nice to see a lot more volume and excitement around EMP and eShare, and that's the whole goal. I mean, we always drive traffic back to our native assets, and again, not financial advice, but this could be just the beginning of what we feel is a new day dawning for sure. So, LA, I know you were excited to see that as well. Any words about EMP or eShare?
Oh gosh, it's a very good day. I actually scooped up a whole bunch today myself. It's so good to see the excitement in the ecosystem in general. I think it's finally clicking for people. I mean, I know we've said it enough times, but all of this is cohesive. It all goes together, and what we've been building, it all works together to boost everything as a collective. SparkSwap supports EMP, Fusion supports everything under the EMP umbrella. All of the other projects, L1Dex, SparkSwap, are going to feed revenue into Fusion. The bridge that we're building is going to help boost the EMP and Eshare utility, which is going to help with encouraging more people to buy. Like, there's just so much that weaves together, and we've been saying for months that all of this was coming. So it's good to finally have people be able to witness it in front of their eyes, because a lot of the time people can only conceptualize things when they can physically see it, and it's not enough to just hear that it's coming. So it's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. Like, great recap again. I think you're right. Those of us that are in it every day and we see what's happening in the ecosystem, all of our VIPs, all of our emperors and empresses, they've been trying to preach it from the rooftops. But now I think, even new blood from SparkSwap and new blood, or I'd say returning blood. I know LA and I were joking about that a little bit prior, that it's funny to see a lot of familiar faces come back when the overall excitement is back. And, unfortunately, I think a lot of those people are buying, when they could have just been here the whole time. But yeah, to your point, now that the proof is in the pudding, things are starting to all, click. We're excited for what's coming. So, all right, that again is the top of the hour here. Exciting news about EMP and eShare, but we have a bunch of updates to go over, and we'll also answer some questions at the end. We've set up a dedicated channel on our Discord that allows you to answer or ask questions. So that's a great place to be if you want to guarantee your question gets answered. The only reason we would skip a question is if it's been answered in the recap anyway. Or you can try to get it in the live comments as well. We'll try not to miss it as we go. And again, one more time, please like, comment, and subscribe as we get started here. So, all right, L1 deck. So that is the first topic of discussion today, outside of EMP and eShares. L1 Dex is really making history. So I want to play a video here in a second, but before I do that, we'll go over all that we've seen over the last week. So the Genesis block for L1X went live on the 31st. The chain is being spun up. Again, it's a lengthy process. As validators come online, the scanner goes up as well. Again, just like BSC scan or Ether scan, there has to be a way to actually monitor the chain. I've seen some previews on that. It's really bullish. So there's a lot of infrastructure being rolled out right now, but we're already doing swapping on mainnet, which is amazing. So that is the video that I want to share. I guess we can do it right now. Give me 1 minute. Let me pull it up and then I'll talk a little bit more about it here. One moment. Alright, so this video is super bullish. Let me get the screen share going. One moment. Alright, so again, and with this, we have started our own L1 Deck YouTube channel as well. So, let me get rid of that. Sorry. So, yeah, this is exciting. These are live demonstrations, and we'll be rolling out many others as well. Again, we're not ready to actually have this available to the public quite yet, even though, again, we are live. Everything is live, and the DEX is, being applied. We want to make sure that we have enough liquidity, that again, this infrastructure is in place, that there's no potential issues. So for right now, we're just kind of showing what is going to happen, and all of you should actually be able to do this within a couple more weeks at most. So this is the first bit of again, bullish. literally, I get my words mixed up because I get so excited about how revolutionary this is. So, this video right here is a comparison from L1 DEX to Stargate, transferring USDC from Ethereum to USDC on Optimism. So, I'm gonna play it for you. Here we go.
So bully.
All right, so you can see, again, this video is about 2 minutes long, but that swap took place in 19 seconds and took $3 in fees. This Stargate, again, which is the leading bridge option at the moment, will take, as you'll see here, about 5 times as long and cost more than double for the same fees. So this is super bullish, and again, I know you probably can't see that well on my live stream, but if you watch this video in high res, it'll show you get a sneak peek right there at the dashboard of the swap as well, L1 DEX. So all this is happening, again, behind the scenes right now as we continue to test things out. But this is proof in the pudding, and we should not be more excited. So again, I'll let it play out till the end here, but it's still going on Stargate. So there you have it, 1 minute and 30 seconds, yeah, 90 seconds total, and over double the price. So pretty amazing stuff. Again, please feel free to look at that video on your own time. Let me go ahead and get back to our notes here, but one moment.
And apparently by the time like it actually fully went through, it was actually closer to 5 minutes.
Yeah, what was shown in that video was, I think, simply just the confirmation. So, again, if that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. I mean, literally, we're out here changing the game and how crypto operates, and that is so, so bullish for adoption of L1 DEX as we move forward. So, yeah, amazing stuff. All right, let me pull up my notes. Sorry here. Again, I'm a horrible streamer or YouTuber, just bear with me.
It's going to be so cool when everyone has access to it for the first time, and those videos from each individual user start going online and circling around the internet.
Yeah, no doubt, LA. I couldn't agree more. So, all right, so back to the notes again. That amazing video. We've had an amazing week of AMAs, podcasts, videos, major marketing, influencers. I mean, you name it, we've been crushing it. The D Bank has been killing it as well, and you know, all of this is all coming together. It's just been amazing. So, LA, anything you want to add from the marketing front? With L1 DEX specifically?
Yeah, we have a lot more coming up this week. Tomorrow night, we actually have our own Twitter space coming up, and it's going to be a big one. I hope you'll all plan on being there. We have some special alpha that obviously we drop a little alpha on each of our AMAs, but we have some special alpha that we've been saving just for the Twitter space. But there's going to be some giveaways that we're doing. There's going to be 2 $100 prizes that we're giving away live on the Twitter space. So that's going to be a big event tomorrow evening. I'll continue to post the details about that. That one's happening at 7 p.m. Eastern, which is 11 p.m. UTC. We have a whole bunch more AMAs coming up and videos coming out about L1 DEX this coming week. and we'll continue to keep you guys updated on our schedule as the AMA train continues.
Yeah, no doubt, 100%. It's going to be only getting more and more crazy around here. Like LA said, we have some massive alpha dropping. And again, I know a lot of you have been asking about the wallet. I cannot confirm nor deny if some of the alpha is around that, but again, we're getting the inside track on all the rollouts, and I could not be more excited for L1 Dex. Again, I mean, we definitely are a bit biased, I would say, but now that all this is actually coming to life, and it's not, just talk again, just like at EMP. I mean, we're in control of our own destiny at EMP. We obviously know what we're building and what's coming, and we're in control. Now, because we're not part of the L1X team, there is that little bit of, let's hope that everything comes out as though we were hoping, and I can tell you it's even beyond what we were hoping. So that gets me so excited, especially working hand in hand with Kevin, the founder, Kevin Cucino, and the entire L1X Labs and Foundation has just been, a real honor. So, all right, awesome. I think that really wraps up everything with L1 Dex. Again, you will be able to hopefully test this out and actually start using it within the next few days to weeks. Again, that's not really a delay in the rollout. It's just, everything is working. We just have to have some very specific things in place before we open up the floodgates because, as you saw in that video, once this is live, we're going to have so much volume and traffic because it's that much better than anything that's out there right now that we just have to make sure we are more than prepared to handle all that. And, even influencers and other marketing that we've set up, we're purposely, telling them to kind of be on standby so that we don't open the floodgates too early as well. So, but again, all of this will go back to feed the EMP mothership as well. And I think that's why EMP and Eshare have been waking up a little bit today because people understand how revolutionary this could be and the amazing amount of revenue it could drive back to our mothership. So, all right, anything else about L1 Dex that we may have missed, LA, before we move on?
I think that's it for right now. We'll definitely have a lot to keep you updated on as we go on each of these AMAs and our Twitter space for sure.
Perfect. All right. Yep. And again, that big one tomorrow night. We'll be promoting that all day tomorrow, so you don't forget. And I believe Twitter Spaces are recorded as well, right, LA? So I think we'll be able to have it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I double checked when I was setting it up, so it's for sure. Yeah.
All right, awesome. Well, and again, even though it is recorded, please make sure you do your best to be there live. Again, we want the biggest numbers that we can get and attract new audience members as well. So, all right, moving on to the next bit of bullish news. SparkSwap, man, SparkSwap is on fire. So, what an crazy, last 9 days it's been. The momentum is just beyond all of our expectations. Just to give some stats here, we reached over 6 million in TVL and growing, $1.5 million in liquidity, and about a $1.7 million market cap. At one point, I think even now, as we're again, numbers fluctuate in real time, but our market cap and our liquidity are about the same, which again, I can count maybe 2 or 3 protocols I've ever seen in my entire crypto experience. Over 10 years that was the case. So this massive liquidity and still fairly low market cap has been a recipe for success for sure. So all that being said, there's over 30% of the circulating supply locked up in Sparkler, locked up as Spark in Sparkler. Again, Sparkler is the secret sauce. We'll talk about that in a second here. But yeah, if you're not max staking in Sparkler, you're doing it wrong. But not financial advice. Again, everybody, it's up to you to how to play the game. But you should have at least one max stake of Sparkler, because it's been paying over 4% a day, which is just insane. So, and remember, that is from pure real yield from the protocol. That's not inflationary, like we've seen in a lot of other protocols. So, the community has been incredible, growing at lightning speeds. LA, I think you said that what was your stat on DBank? We just got approved and we're already like absolutely crushing it on DBank, right? Go ahead.
Yes, literally within 12 hours, we were nearly in the top 100 of all official accounts. We were like spot 102. And I'm pretty sure by the time we wake up tomorrow, we'll be like in the top 90, top 80 accounts. Like it's insane. So we know how to build DBank accounts around here, and we know how to build protocols. So let's fucking go.
There you go. I love it. Yes, we gotta let's fucking go early out of LA today. We've been so hyped on this. So yeah, some other key updates is our audit. Again, that's almost the audit is done. Again, we had it audited through OXGuard. It was done actually like 2 or 3 days ago, but there was some things that they had suggested we update in terms of the Master Chef contract and our multi-sig. So we took that to heart. We updated that. We submitted it back to them for a recheck, and hopefully they will have their final published results on by tomorrow. And again, nothing came back. No major errors, just very minor, code-based, not exploitative, just simple fixes that we were able to do, and everybody's happy, and it'll instill confidence to all the people that may not know who EMP is. That'll be, again, a past audit with flying colors. So that, again, hopefully tomorrow, and tons of amazing coverage. We have a major Pulse influencer that was going to do a video today. Again, the video is done. We just decided to push it one more day because of the holiday here in America, but that will be coming out tomorrow. We have multiple coverage, multiple videos from Stunner Breezy, Buttertown Ray, Crypto Kings. Oh man, to name a few. Cool Sheets, our own, one of our own members started his own YouTube channel just for Spark. I mean, the list goes on and on. If I forgot anybody, my apologies. We really appreciate all the coverage that's been out there. But yeah, big names coming through, and just continuing to spread the word about SparkSwap. So all right, all that being said, Elliot, any other points with that before we do a bit of a walkthrough for those that may have been wanting more explanation on how SparkSwap works?
Yeah, just to say we have a couple more videos that AJ recorded on AMAs coming out this week with some great influencers. We have another big AMA in a really large call group, and we have the video that he was just mentioning. So it's going to be another really big week around here. We're really excited. I love the positivity in the group, and I love just seeing how much everyone's helping each other. That's such a really great that's such a really great part of our community from EMP that we're bringing into this new group. And I've seen such a major shift. When the group first started, there was a lot of really brand new people and not that many people from our EMP community in the group yet. And now that we're growing the group and there's so many people in the group and so many of our core community has now joined that group, we've brought the EMP flavor or way of being into the group. We're big on education and positivity and helping each other, and that's the whole vibe of the group now. Obviously, the fun and the 3650 squad. as well. But I just love the vibe in there. It's pure EMP, and it's great, and it's growing, and it's amazing. So it's great to be a part of.
Yeah, no doubt, LA. I couldn't have said it better, and it's true. I mean, again, and this is how it goes. I mean, we get a lot of initial hype. People are gonna sell, people are gonna buy. We're not here to really speculate on the price of the token. All we can do is continue to drive adoption, build really cool, innovative features, and foster an amazing community. And to Ella's point, I mean, yeah, we've seen people, again, I see familiar faces that have been in there that have, not really understood how to maximize their gains. And just by being a part of the community, they have learned the optimal strategies. And now they're making even more money with SparkSwap than they were just dumping the token. And they're becoming better DeFi users. And again, shout out to the 3650 gang, all the maximum stakers. Again, we've really been building an awesome, for lack of a better word, cult-like following around that, for sure. So, all right, awesome. So I'm just gonna go through again. We did a live screen share on the last AMA. If you want to go through that, that really gives a great overview of the protocol. But I wanted to pull up our infinite money generating uh, 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 diagram and go over again some more inside uh, baseball, so to speak. All right, here we go. So this is a diagram that we came up with. I know a lot of you have already seen it. It's in the docs of as well of our white paper. By the way, that will be up hopefully by tomorrow as well. LA, did we finally get the URL figured out? We were waiting on a GitHub
No.
redirect, but all right, we're still working on that with Jake. But yeah, it'll be up hopefully ASAP. But you can find everything I'm about to go over in the Telegram as well. Just ask and somebody will send it. But this is a really important concept. And yes, we get cute with it with the infinite money loop and infinite money generator. But that's just, a marketing strategy. But really, when you dive into it, it's extremely powerful. So what you would do is, again, and none of this is financial advice. Everybody is able to play the game how they see fit. And again, it's going to be really dependent on your personal strategy, your time horizon, and your personal funds as well. And we're never here to push the buttons for you. So please understand that everything you do is your decision. We're just here to kind of explain what's most healthy for the protocol. And it just so happens that what's most healthy for the protocol is also, a way to create true passive income for you as well. So whether you create LP in the farms or you single stake, the first strategy again is to just get involved. So the highest APR right now is Spark PLS, but you could go into any of the other farms, or you could just go into the single staking assets for ETH, DAI, or Pulse itself. Now, remember, there are in and out fees of those pools, so be mindful of that. But even right now, I mean, even the most minimal APR, you get your in and out fees back within like, about 2 weeks at most. So that's really bullish. And then everything from there on out is potentially pure profit. But that being said, those fees go to supporting Sparkler. So everybody in Sparkler is getting a cut of those in and out fees of the protocol. And as well as swap fees and bridge fees, which we'll talk about in a minute. But all that is real revenue from that's being generated. And remember, it's in and out. So as APR goes down, maybe some people get cold feet, or they're not really interested anymore, and they leave. They're getting that fee on the way out, which will boost the rewards in Sparkler as people leave as well. So we're getting it on both sides, and that's really healthy for the stability of the protocol as well. So again, the number one thing is to start earning Spark. When you start earning Spark, whether it's again through farms or pools, you would then go to Sparkler. You would stake your Sparkler, or you would stake in the Sparkler using your Spark. Um, you can do anywhere from 1 day up to 3,650 days, which is 10 years. And by doing a maximum stake, you're getting the largest number of shares that is possible. And the more shares you have represents the more share that you receive from those fees. So again, yes, I understand essentially burning your Spark by locking it up for 10 years. That is a risk reward ratio that you have to take. But again, you get essentially ROI from that within less than a month. And if you believe in the protocol long term and what we're building, then you could earn from Sparkler indefinitely as long as the protocol is around. And by doing this, it really reduces the circulating supply or overall supply of the token and really combats the inflation that we have. And we've said all along that yeah, the inflation is in place right now on Spark to get all those high APRs to entice everybody to get involved. And then over time, we'll transition more into a real revenue model, even in the pools and farms, where it may not be an insane APR, but it will be the best APR on Pulse, is what we're hoping for. And again, that will we'll be able to accomplish that without having to inflate the token at all. And when that happens, we could see the price of Spark absolutely skyrocket. So again, not financial advice. Everybody's able to do whatever they want. That's the beauty of crypto. But this really is the ultimate strategy. And so again, the fees are used. Again, say you went into the ETH pool, 4% of that is used to then the protocol receives 4% of whatever you deposit. That fee is then used to buy half Spark and half PLS. So constant buying pressure on Spark and Pulse. It creates an LP token, and then was rewarded to all of you that are in Sparkler. And by doing this, it also deepens the liquidity as well. And then you could do a 50-50 strategy where you take 50% and you go back into the PLS Spark farm to earn more Spark, and then take the other half, break the LP, keep the Pulse as profit, and put that Spark back into the Sparkler as well. So that again is our infinite money generator. LA, anything you want to add to that? I have a few other points, but
Well, I just want to say the people who have already been in EMP are kind of used to this type of strategy, but we have been getting insanely amazing feedback from those outside of the existing community. So that's a really good sign. Shout out to Will, Vino, and David for creating this together and helping out that. This has been very well received, and I think it's really clicking in finally for everyone that they realize that you can make great profit without having to sell Spark. So
yeah, no doubt. And it's such a great concept, LA, because not only, I mean, we're all here to make money. I think that especially in the early days of EMP, a lot of this got misconstrued as we're sell shaming or, we're encouraging people not to sell the native token. I mean, that is not the case. We are simply showing you how to profit without having to sell native assets. Again, keyword profit. We're all here to make money. It's how you take profit that really sets, successful protocols and communities apart from one another. So, again, just to reiterate, if everybody did this infinite money generator strategy, we could see Spark, the price of Spark, double, triple, who knows from here. And by doing that, it increases the APR in all the farms anyway, just from the price appreciation. Because again, the APR is determined based on the price of Spark. The higher the price of Spark, because that's what you're being rewarded in, the higher the APR. So these are all very high level strategies that we need everybody to understand so that we can all win, even harder together. So yeah, spread the word on this. Try to educate people. Obviously, if you want to sell some of your Spark to make up your fees, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But continually dumping your profits when you could actually be earning a passive income through a yield producing asset within the sparkler, I mean, it's a no-brainer. So just again, the more help getting the word out on that, the better. And all of this doesn't even take into account the revenue uh, that we'll be getting from the bridge as well. So we do have plans on a bridge. Again, the code is finished. We're simply continuing to battle test and make sure that we're ready for the volume because we are literally, when this bridge goes live, we could be one of the only bridges working, period. Not to mention the only bridge from BSC to Pulse. So we have to be ready for, hundreds of thousands, if not maybe millions of dollars of volume coming in and out of this bridge. So please be patient. Again, it is happening. It's not a what if or we're not, saying we have it ready and it's not. It's simply just doing our due diligence before it's live. But the preliminary fees right now, we're looking at about a 0.5% fee on the bridge. That's only slightly higher than the 0.3% bridge fee on the native bridge through PulseX, but that's to Ethereum. So you're paying heavy gas fees on that. I mean, especially if you're doing $100 or less, you're getting absolutely murdered on ETH fees. So the native or the built-in fee will be slightly higher, but overall it will still be cheaper than using the native ETH bridge. And the preliminary breakdown right now is 1.01% to dev fees, 0.01% back to EMP, and the other 0.03% would be to Sparkler. So again, it supports future development without us having to sell any Spark. It also supports the Sparkler, and of course, it will support Fusion as one of the additional revenue streams back into EMP as well. And one last point I wanted to make about the price. Um, the price of Spark. Again, I'm not here to speculate or you'll never hear me say we're gonna moon or anything like that. But what is so bullish to me is we have seen PLS Pulse itself has gone down 8% over the last 24 hours, and the price of Spark has continually gone up. So why this is so important is that with our deep liquidity, over $1.5 million of liquidity, all that, our main liquidity is with Pulse. So if Pulse goes up or down, that will highly impact the price of Spark. So even if there's not a lot of buying and selling on Spark, if Pulse goes down, it'll drag Spark down. If Pulse goes up, which again, long term, that's why it's even more bullish for the Spark PLS LP, because if after the SEC ruling, and Richard Hart comes back and starts promoting Pulse again, we could see a 10x in a matter of no time, and that will absolutely drag Spark with it because all of our liquidity is in Pulse. So, but my point originally is we've still seen the price of Spark go up gradually, even with an 8% sell-off of Pulse itself. So I don't know how much more bullish, that can be right now. So again, just some more food for thought. But all right, any other info on this, LA? Again, I know it's a lot of information to give everybody.
Not on that chart, but there was a request for you to go over the bounty program a little bit.
Yes. Okay. So a lot of you may have noticed a new button at the bottom of Sparkler. I don't have a screenshot, and even if I showed my screen, it may not be there at the moment because it only pops up when there is a bounty to be collected. And what it is for those of you that are in Sparkler, if your stake expires and you have not interacted with Sparkler by claiming or depositing your stake, you could potentially still earn from your shares, and that is not fair, to the protocol. And so we have incentivized a bounty program where anybody can call this good accounting function, and by doing so, you get rewarded with 1% of the pending rewards for that stake. So again, this is really, it does two things. It provides a mechanism that keeps everything fair for everybody, but it also incentivizes you as a stakeholder that you want to end your stake and redeem your Spark before that bounty is implemented. So again, it makes it really important that you're on top of all your ladder stakes, or you just do a maximum stake and never have to worry about that bounty program. So again, it's not taking food out of anybody's mouth. It's just simply making the whole ecosystem even more decentralized. Because we were running that good accounting function in the background all along. But again, if something happens to, one of us, we want it to be as decentralized as possible. So now the community can run that function and actually be rewarded for it. So does that help explain, LA? I don't know. I may have made it overly complicated, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then there was a specific question about how do you know if you won the reward. So I'll just go into a couple things with that. So you'll only see a bounty if there's one available. And once it's been claimed, that box goes away. And so if you hit the claim button and there's a bounty showing and the transaction goes through, that LP will be added to your rewards. And a way that you could verify it if you're concerned about it is you can take a note of how much rewards you had prior to clicking on the bounty and then click on it, go through the transaction, and take note of how much you have afterwards.
Yep, perfectly explained. And remember, somebody may have faster fingers than you do as well. So there is still a little bit of risk that you would lose out on the gas fee if somebody beats you to it and is able to claim before you. But again, I mean, especially when during times there's not a lot of activity, you should be able to snipe um, those bounties. And again, just remember, don't spam, 4 times in a row to get the bounty because it's probably already claimed, and you would just be, wasting gas fees. So always make sure to refresh after you initiate the bounty. Yeah, but and all of it's on chain as well. If people really are wanting to see that, we can help roll out a video for that too. But yeah, awesome. Okay. Anything else, LA, or anything specifically around SparkSwap, or really anything now? Other than Fusion, again, no updates on Fusion. We do have some updates that I think some questions about Fusion that we can go into. But yeah, any other? I guess we'll just go right into Q&A.
I'm going to answer just one quick question from the YouTube comments. Are there any taxes when trading Spark? No.
Yeah, so we pride ourselves on that. No, none of our tokens have built-in taxes. We focus on healthy economics rather than taxes. So that's not to say we may never have a tax, but if we ever would do a tax, it would be super minimal just to give us a bit of an advantage with potential arbitrage bots. But yeah, I mean, we that goes against our ethos, adding taxes to tokens.
Awesome. So let's go into some Q&A. Let me pull it up real quick. Okay. Once the bridge is available, how can we move funds across in EMP without selling EMP on the other side for whatever other tokens, example Spark, are needed for investing in SparkSwap?
Yeah, so okay, a few things here. I know that we've always preached, and again, even our VIPs are initiated by having a healthy track record of not selling EMP and profiting through EMP in other ways without selling the native asset. But when it comes to the bridge, obviously there's gonna have to be buying and selling of EMP in how it relates to the bridge. So what I do want to say is when you're bridging from the chains, it's a net neutral or net positive effect. It would never be a net negative effect because the tokens have to be minted on each side. So even though, again, it's not like we're minting more EMP that can then be sold, it's simply just reducing the circulating supply as it happens because again, without the L1X technology, and again, we hope to have this implemented down the road, but for now we have to use the old technology of bridging. And what happens is there's a token on chain A, so in this case it would be BSC, which is EMP. That token is then burned, um, and then you get a receipt token. So you're burning EMP on BSC, and then on Pulse you get a receipt token that says you burned on BSC. You then redeem that receipt token, and EMP is minted on Pulse. So again, there's never a situation other than a hack, which again we've already built this bridge on another protocol, and it did over $100 million of volume without any issues in its time a lifespan. So we're really confident there won't be a hack, but there would be no additional minting of EMP. If anything, it reduces the supply. And so yeah, you will have to buy and sell EMP to bridge. But eventually we will introduce eShare and USDC. So right now the EMP option is just because we have a lot of liquidity and can provide that no problem in the beginning. And because we want to support farms on SparkSwap, we have to be able to have EMP and eShare bridged over to SparkSwap as well. So again, and any potential selling pressure on EMP on the Pulse side, that does not affect PEG. So through our own arbitrage, and even other people wanting to arbitrage, if the price of EMP is higher on Pulse, then it makes sense to sell some EMP and buy it on the BSC side. So really, it can actually create more buying pressure on EMP than selling pressure. And in a worst case scenario, it's at least net neutral, for sure. So again, hopefully that explains that question. I know it's a bit complicated, but yeah, I mean, it's the only way that we can facilitate this right now.
Okay. Here's a part 2. A lot of success in SparkSwap launch is the combination of, and maybe I'll answer this one because it's marketing related, is the combination of the amazing marketing efforts and high APRs in the farms, pools, and Sparkler offer. With eShare current price and expected locked TVL, how does EMP team leverage their amazing marketing efforts and community to convince people to jump into Fusion without degen APRs from the get-go? Do you want to start in on the APR part, and then I'll hop in on the marketing part.
Yeah, no doubt. So again, I mean, uh, we can't really, push the buttons for people. Obviously it's their decision. And I think that contrary to popular belief, there will be quote unquote degen APRs in Fusion to begin with, because it's only going to be people that are sacrificing that are in Fusion. And as we move forward, obviously the more people inside of Fusion, the more diluted it may be. But that being said, it's a whole different mindset. I mean, Fusion is going to be purely supported from real revenue, and whether it's again, not degen APR, even if we settle out at whatever, 25 to 100% APY or APR, that's provided from real revenue, that is the key. And I think people that want a reliable source of passive income, they know that we're not in a rug. We know that they know that we're continuing to build. They want exposure to the DEX. Again, the only way to get essentially equity, again, not real equity, but in terms of revenue share from the DEX, is to be in Fusion. So if L1 Dex blows up and we're doing, $100,000 a day in fees, the APR in Fusion could be absolutely insane. So I think that's the first misconception, is that the APR in Fusion will be low. But yeah, I mean, it's a whole different strategy in terms of marketing, and LA can go into it more. But the 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 inflationary tokens and super high APR is really to get people in the door, and we've seen how successful that has been with SparkSwap. But over time, we transition into a way more healthy economic model, and we do right by people, and by doing right by the people that are involved, they will stay with us for the long run, and that is at least my overall strategy on, customer retention, so to speak. So, yeah, anything you want to
For
add to that, Ellie?
sure.
Yeah.
Yes. I was going to start out by saying that it all goes hand in hand. Everything we're doing right now is marketing for Fusion. We are bringing in an entire new customer base, if you want to call it that. That's probably not the right wording
Yeah, but
for it, but a
yeah, I
user
agree. But
base.
yeah, user base. There you
User
go.
base. Much better wording. We're bringing an entire new user base. Our community is growing exponentially, and we're helping people that never even knew we existed, or knew we existed but had never tried out any of our protocols, or maybe haven't been around for months or years, who are coming back uh, through the doors and making great money and coming to our AMAs and active in our groups. And we're they have access to our team every day, and our amazing community. And everything we're doing right now is proof in the pudding for Fusion, and it's setting us up for Fusion. And not only that, but while we've been booking all of these AMAs and ads and everything for SparkSwap and L1 Dex, we're booking them all for Fusion. We've already got 9 or 10 AMAs booked for Fusion ahead of time. All we have to do is schedule them. They're already booked. They're already paid for. We've got ads. We've got AMAs. We've got videos. It's all already booked, already paid for, ready, locked, loaded. Just needs a date.
Totally.
So it's all of this stuff that's setting us up. When it's a game of baseball and that next batter up goes into that. I mean, I'm terrible at sports, but he goes into that slot where he's like practice swinging the bat because he's the next one up. That's where we're at right now with Fusion. He's warming up, baby. He's ready. He's ready to hit that home run. He's right in that spot. He's warming up.
I love
He's
it.
getting ready. He can hear the fans cheering. He's that close. He's that close. He can smell the wood of the bat. He's ready.
Yes.
Ready to hit that home run.
I love it,
He
LA.
can
Yeah.
he can practice. He can practically hear the crowd just cheering his name as he slides into the home plate. And he's just visualizing it as he practices swinging that bat. Yep, that's where we're at right now. We're just setting the field. So we don't know what the APRs will be like in Fusion, but we do know a few things. We do know that we're proving to everyone right now, even more, that everything we said we were building, we mean what we say. It's coming to fruition. We told everyone that we were going to have these opportunities, and here they are. We're proving to everyone that we're a trusted team, people that didn't even know we existed or haven't seen us in quite a while. We're showing them that we build reliable products that are great opportunities for them. And Fusion is going to be in a class all of its own. And when people discover the innovation behind it and how sustainably it's built, it will be an easy marketing. It'll be very easy to market. So we're excited about that.
Yep, agreed, LA, totally. And again, I said in some of the AMAs, but we're absolutely playing chess and not checkers. And that just means that we have thought 10 steps ahead of what, we bring to everybody in the AMAs in terms of what we have coming. And so, yeah, I think we're well prepared for all that. And Fusion will be the final, hurrah once everything is already up and running. Again, we joked many times that everything was happening at once, and lo and behold, here we are, and everything is happening at once. But if you go to some of the old AMAs, again, LA and I and the rest of the team, we're not ones to say we told you so. But if you go back and listen to these AMAs before Spark was announced officially, you can tell that we were doing everything we can to build something super successful that benefited everybody. And, I think a lot of people may have been sleeping on that. Obviously, the success has been even more than what we were hoping for, but we knew that we would have at least some success and that it would benefit EMP overall. And, even some of the VIPs or people that are closer to the protocol, when we finally announced SparkSwap, they said, man, this is way more robust than I was even anticipating. And that's the whole point. I mean, we want to under-promise and over-deliver on literally everything that we do. And we're just going to continue to bang it out as we go through, building an entire ecosystem. Again, EMP being the flagship, our mothership, our home base, whatever you want to call it, and then all these sister protocols feeding all of us. So, yeah. All right. Awesome. I think we drove that home, LA, for sure. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. This is one I really want you to dive into because I want to build some really crystal clear clarity around this. Okay, here we go. And I pre-sent you this question, so you've been
Yes.
building up your excitement towards it all day long.
Right on. Yes.
Has the team learned anything new from Sparkler's success that they plan on implementing to Fusion? Locking your funds long term as opposed to sacrificing might be an interesting concept to consider.
All right. So I'm gonna blow everybody's minds with this one. What if I told you that Fusion or that Sparkler was inspired by Fusion, the other way around? And the answer is yes, 100%, because that is how Sparkler operates. And the central grid of Fusion is a locked contract that rewards all of you for having a share of that through your microgrid. So yeah, this question again, I love it because we've already gone over this. It's just that people haven't really that light bulb moment has not happened for them yet, and the fact that this is even a question shows that people still don't have clarity on Fusion, even though we've laid it out for them. And Sparkler is proof in the pudding of how successful these sort of economic concepts can be. So, yeah, the short answer is yes, we absolutely will be implementing all of the successes that we've seen from SparkSwap. In fact, it came from Fusion, and that's, part of the healthy ecosystem that we're building. So, LA, you want to go into that further, or yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, go
yeah.
ahead.
I want to just simplify it in one way and say that don't get caught up on the word sacrifice. In
Yes,
Sparkler, there's the word stake to put your money in. In Fusion, we've been calling it a sacrifice because most people have existing funds in EMP that they're going to be sacrificing. But in both circumstances, you're putting in whatever funds, whether they're existing or new that are entering the ecosystem, and you're getting a share of the protocol. So in Sparkler, depending on your lock time, you get a certain number of shares. Very similar in the central grid, depending on what you're sacrificing, you're getting a share, a pool ownership percentage.
yeah.
And that determines what you earn from the central grid.
Totally. Yeah, and again, just to clarify too further, I think that it's semantics that may be adding to the confusion of this quote unquote sacrifice. But again, LA just laid it out perfectly, is that yeah, whether you call it staking or sacrificing, or a made up word that none of us use, it doesn't matter. It's the act of, again, applying your funds to the protocol that then determine your ownership of the rewards that you get. And once you understand that concept, again, it's revolutionary, especially in terms of yield. No other DeFi protocols are doing this. I mean, again, real yield models are going to be the next wave of DeFi, and any project that doesn't have real outside revenue feeding their rewards will die. So mark my words on that. I mean, it's just the way it is, and we're moving away from all Ponzonomics and becoming literally, an actual economic engine driving yield for, again, what we hope is years and years and years to come. So yeah,
For sure. And here's something that's not so dissimilar about the two as well. I mean, the revenue that we're getting from L1 Dex and that from the bridge, that what was it, 0.1% that you said
yeah,
for
0.3%. Yep.
EMP?
Yep.
No, for the EMP
Oh
part
yeah,
though,
yeah,
it
yeah.
was it.
Point. I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. 0.1% from the bridge back to Fusion. Yep, you're right.
Yep, that 0.1% from the bridge. Um, all of that revenue, that external revenue, and we have other external revenue sources that we haven't even revealed yet that are killing it. Um, that goes back to keep the protocol healthy and to bolster the rewards. And Sparkler is not so different in that the protocol fees are being used, to go to reward the participants. They're both very similar. The central grid just might, be a tad bit more complex.
Yeah, no doubt. I
So
was just gonna say
the
that, LA.
Sparkler is just
Yeah.
kind of like a simpler version.
Yeah, so there we go. I got an analogy for everybody. The yeah, EMP Fusion will be like the Sparkler on steroids. So again, yeah,
Yes.
if you're excited for Sparkler, just wait until EMP Fusion for sure. Yes.
I swear we can read each other's minds now because as soon as you said EMP fusion is like, I already knew the rest of the sentence.
Yes. We've been spending too much working time together, LA. Holy cow. Yeah, we're but that's why we're so successful. We built the dream team here for sure.
All right, here's another question. When Fusion launches, are we expected to move EMP back across to BSC to sacrifice?
Yeah, so again, this plays into the game theory. Just added, ways of how you want to play the game, that we built for everybody. Yeah, I mean, I can't answer that question. So, yes, I mean, if you want to sacrifice, it has to be on BSC. So the short answer is yes. But maybe the yield on, SparkSwap, is really good, or maybe you want to prioritize real yield to begin with, or short-term yield rather than long-term yield. I mean, it's all up to you, and there will be people that don't sacrifice, I'm sure, that just want to, continue to earn from the farms. But again, that's an individual decision, and it's healthy for the supply of EMP as well, because the less people that sacrifice, the more ownership we all get. So, but vice versa, the more people that sacrifice, the higher the price of EMP might go, or the faster we might get back to peg. So there's so many different variables, and that's what's the more options that a user has, the more healthy the ecosystem is. So, again, we can come on the AMA, we can give our best strategies. I know, again, not financial advice, but for me, knowing what I know, I would be sacrificing every single penny of EMP and having eShare ready to buy, the power packs on day one of sacrifice. But that's me personally. But yeah, I mean, if you want to earn on SparkSwap for a while and then bridge it back over, obviously it's your prerogative to do so. And as we get closer, we'll be a little more specific on, what that looks like. But yeah, LA, I mean, again, anything you want to add to that?
No, I think you got that one.
Okay, awesome.
All right. Will EMP build liquidity over on Pulse through SparkSwap?
Yes, 100%. So that's one of the reasons why we're using EMP to begin with. Not only is it beneficial to the ecosystem and EMP as a whole, but that will be a way that we can provide massive liquidity ourselves. So yeah, that again plays into why EMP is first, and then eShare will be second, and then eventually we'll have a stable option as well.
Awesome. Will SparkSwap have PLSX single staking?
Yeah, so I know a lot of people have been asking for partner pools and partner farms. We actually just had a meeting with the dev team now on a farm that could be live in the next few days. That I think everybody will be bullish on. And then obviously partner protocols. If you have a protocol on Pulse, please get in touch with us. You will have to buy and burn Spark to get involved, but the amount of eyeballs and the amount of rewards will outweigh that, hopefully, to you as an individual project. But yeah, we don't have an announcement on additional pools, but I could see that yes, that would be something that we have eventually. You just have to realize the more pools and farms we add, the money has to come from somewhere. So it could potentially reduce the APR on the other farms that you're in. So we have to do it very slowly and in a responsible manner. But yeah, the idea is that we'll have a ton of options for everybody in the next few months.
Awesome. And then last one, will selling EMP on Pulse affect PEG over on BSC?
Yeah, so I answered that a little bit already. Indirectly, yes. Directly, no. So it will because, through the arbitrage bots or other people arbitraging, it may in fact raise the peg, especially if the price of EMP goes up on Pulse. But even if everybody just bridges over and sells from BSC to Pulse, it won't be a net negative on peg. So, at the very worst case scenario would just be whatever peg is now would be, whatever peg is over there, and vice versa. If, just like today, we saw a ton of volume come in on EMP, so that made the price of peg and EMP go up. It would be, you could bridge EMP over and sell it on Pulse, and now, the Pulse version of EMP reaches that equilibrium through arbitrage. So again, it's very advanced. It's how this is cutting edge DeFi and why bridges are even a thing. But overall, it should only be helpful to uh, the EMP price and peg.
All right. That's all I see. Let me look on the YouTube, but that's it. And
Nice.
I did answer this on YouTube, but I'm gonna just say it on here as well. We are planning to implement a Zap feature. Right now, our primary focus is getting the bridge out, but that will definitely be in the works as well.
Yeah, no doubt. I did see that earlier. I meant to comment. So, yeah, Zapper. I mean, we've had a bunch of great suggestions. Obviously, like LA said, the bridge is our number one priority, as well as partner pools that we will continue to roll out.
Amazing. That's all I see.
All right. Well, I think we did a great job going through it all today. Again, kept it right around an hour. We're the AMA train continues to chug along. We have a ton going on this week as well. We've done about 20 AMAs, both on YouTube, podcasts, and private groups over the last week. I'm only now hitting my stride, so a little tired, but we have a whole nother week ahead of us. Not only for SparkSwap, but L1 Dex as well. And then once both of those are pretty established and running on their own, then we start all over again with promoting Fusion. So again, the rest of the year really is just going to be really exciting around here, and it's so cool to see a bunch of new eyeballs coming in. I mean, the vibe has just been amazing. I know even in SparkSwap we had the old Peggy dance vibes with all the gifts going by. Yeah,
Yeah.
LA, you brought out the rainbow dog. So yeah, it's been a riot over there for sure. Yeah. Oh, go ahead,
Oh my
LA.
gosh,
Yeah.
it just occurred to me now what you were talking about when you said the rainbow dog.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I don't know what else. What do you call him? I don't know. The dog that has a
No, like
rainbow
you were,
coming out of his butt. Yes.
yeah, you were
Yeah.
saying we need the rainbow dog earlier, like
Yeah.
a day or two ago, and I was looking for a picture of a multicolored dog, and I had no idea that was what you were talking about.
Yes. My context has been off lately. I've been talking to LA in like 2 or 3 word sentences. Just because we've been moving so fast. I can't tell you all of you how much what it takes. I mean, people have no idea what it takes to run a successful protocol. We've been doing 18-hour days, non-effing stop. But yeah, so yeah, I gotta get better about my context, right, LA? So
Yeah, I just want to say I appreciate so much each and every one of you who have been helping out, even if it's just answering one question from one person in the group. It makes more of a difference than you realize. So thank you. Even if it's showing up with a positive energy and attitude, makes a huge difference. So thank you. And thanks for being here. It's been great to be with you here tonight. We always love uh, these Monday and Thursday nights and all of you who show up. And we're really excited about everything we're building. This is only the beginning. And the fact that we're all right here, right now, at this moment in time is really exciting because we're here to witness everything that's about to come. And we can say we were here at the moment before the crazy momentum all started and took off like a rocket coming out of the rainbow dog's ass.
yes, I love it. Yes. Oh man, if that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. All right. Well, I think we've had too much fun today on the AMA LA, so we're gonna wrap it up. But yes, again, I hope all of you are half as excited as LA and I and the rest of the team and all the diehards that have been with us, through thick and thin. And yeah, I could not agree with LA more. There he is. There's the rainbow dog. For those of you that are in Telegram right now. But yeah, I mean, again, every little action and every little interaction helps. Thank you all for stepping up. And it's only going to get more and more busy as we continue to grow and build. So we will be rewarding those of you that go above and beyond, and really help us become an extension of the team as we continue to grow. So more info on that coming. But in the meantime, thank you all for all you do. So, all right. On that note, we'll wrap it up. Any final words, LA?
Nope.
All right. All right, awesome. Well, there we go. Thank you, everybody. Again, happy Labor Day to those in America, or maybe you celebrate something similar around the world. We will be on our normal schedule the rest of the week. We have a few impromptu AMAs on our own channel we may be doing, as well as the Twitter space tomorrow night on our socials. And then keep an eye out for, the influencers and the other AMAs and podcasts on these other channels when we post in our socials. So, but again, at least 4 or 5 more coming in the rest of the week, if not more. So, all right, awesome. Thanks everybody. Good night. Good day. We'll see you on Thursday, 6:45 p.m. Eastern. Oh, and make sure to like, comment, and
And
subscribe.
tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. What's that, LA? Sorry, I was talking.
And tomorrow on our Twitter space, 7
Yes.
p.m. Eastern. And make sure to enter our giveaway.
All right. There you go, everybody. All right. Good night. Bye bye.